I'm home. Well, here I am. I made it.
It's been nearly a year since J.R. Smith found himself behind bars in a Belize prison, wrapped up in the country's largest ever mass shooting that claimed 2 lives and left 8 others, including several police officers, injured.
But anybody who knows me knows I wouldn't. I'm not somebody that would take part in, kids getting shot up in a nightclub and, things like that.
Smith, whom police there said drove the getaway truck that night, was later charged with murder.
They threw bags over my head to suffocate me. I was beaten during the arrest. I had 16 cops or so kicking me and kicking the guts out of me. And then they took me past the crime scene where everybody threw beer bottles at me, spitting on me and all this stuff.
Paraded in shackles in the streets by police after being arrested in his home, Smith says he was beaten and tortured by investigators, then offered a deal.
Saying that they would release me for $70,000 US. And they drop all the charges.
Smith professed his innocence and says police who got a warrant to search his home then took $80,000 he'd hidden away to pay for renovations to it. He says he'd only lived in Belize for a few months. Disillusioned with the standard of living back in Canada, he'd been in search for a fresh start in paradise, only to find himself in what he describes as a dark hole in prison in a third world country.
Going to that prison every day was absolutely horrible.
Fighting for her partner's freedom while in Belize and from here at home, Denise Hepburn grateful the charges against JR were eventually dropped.
It's a beautiful place to go and visit, but for all of the corruption and the extortion and that was going on, it was kind of unbelievable to experience.
I'd still be sitting in there. There's nobody would have ever put that much effort into getting me out as what she did. I owe her my life, that woman.
Smith maintains he was in the wrong place at the wrong time that night when several people, including a woman and her child, jumped in his truck running for safety after hearing gunshots. He admits he knew the men who were arrested but had nothing to do with the shooting. Smith says he now plans to sue the police for what he's gone through.
Between Denise and the fundraising and all that stuff, I thank you all for helping with that. And once our lawsuits and all this stuff kind of get going, then I plan on paying everybody back with that.
Following months of struggles, Smith says his pension and benefits are only now being restored by the government after being frozen when he was arrested. JR says he and Denise look forward to beginning the next chapter of their lives together as they continue to be made whole and heal from the trauma they've endured over the past year. Mike Arsleedy, CTV News, London.